Better late than never, I suppose. Hello, anyone that's out there? I am here. Good start. Just had water go down the wrong pipe. Excellent start. All right, so I'm a few minutes late because I moved my webcam spot, like the spot where I set up my phone to do these yesterday for something, and I now cannot find the same position it used to be in, and uh, I'm pretty sure the latch is in the same place, but it's a hard metal wire that's connected to it that you can bend a little bit, and I can't find the position that it used to be. And you're thinking like, oh, you look perfectly fine right now. Yeah, that's because it's like a foot and a half further closer to me than it usually is, and like my cord is constantly in the way. Like it is, you know how like I hit my cord once in a while as is. It is right in my way. Like it is. It is leaning this far from my keyboard. I don't. I'm gonna have to fix it like next time. But today it is as is. I didn't realize putting it back up was gonna not work out so smoothly. So yeah. Hi everyone. How's everyone doing? It's been a minute. Um, I'm really uncomfortable with this setup. I hate how close the cord is. All right, let's get the hellos out of the way. Hello, Flash Freak. Hello, Lionel. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Alejandro. Hello, Heroes. Hello, 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 hello. All right. So we have a bit of news to actually talk about, which is a change because it's been kind of quiet the last couple of weeks since the Flash ended. Oh my goodness! Look who has joined the party, guys. He's back. Is the Flash getting delayed? So Gary, I don't know how to tell you this, but the show's over. Show has completed its run. There will not be another episode of The Flash. Oh, are you talking about the movie, maybe? Maybe you're talking about the movie. The movie could get delayed. I possibly could. I mean, it's happened a few times already. How have you been, Gary? I have not seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Yeah, the Flash. The movie. I'm going to see the movie tomorrow. I won passes to go see it. Thanks to one of the entertainment bloggers in Canada. So I'm going to see it tomorrow. And then I will talk about it whenever I get a chance after that. So yeah, Gary again, jumping right in with another question. Do you think Superman and Lois season 4 will be the final season? I do. It would be a supreme shock to me to see them get a 5th season, considering what had to happen to get the 4th season underway, which we'll get to here in a few minutes. But the likelihood of there being a 5th season at this point, after what they had to go through just to get season 4, very unlikely, very unlikely. So not impossible, not impossible. I won't say never yet, but right now, based on everything, the way things stand as of today, I would be so surprised to see a season 5. But thanks. All right. Oops, what did I just do? Okay. Okay. Gary again. All right, give me a second there, Gary. I had just scrolled to the top and now I had to scroll all the way back to the bottom. When do you think Superman and Lois will air in January? No, it'll be like March or April. A couple things, Gary. First of all, they didn't air in January this year. They didn't air until like March. Second, we have a writer's strike right now, so they can't work on anything. They can't even start thinking about writing the season right now. So, no, it won't be. It won't be in January. You're probably looking at March or later. When I talked to Tyler Hoechlin at the end of last season when they were filming the finale, and I asked him what he thought about, if they came back, when about that would start filming, and he said he expected them to start filming about the same time as last season, which wouldn't even be until September or early October. I can't remember. It might have been October. So they're looking at, again, probably like a March start date for airing the episodes. Probably. We're a bit away from that right now because we need to get the writer's strike and the actor's strike solved before anything can be decided from a actual filming standpoint, let alone airing standpoint. So you got a while to wait. But thanks. Okay. Let's see what else people have got to say here. The culling has begun for Superman and Lois. Yes, it has, Lionel. You are correct. I've obviously seen the Instagram post from Dylan Walsh's wife, who plays Sam Lane, saying he won't be back. We also had, I just had a tweet posted to me right before I came on saying Indy Navarrete also seems to be cut. I don't know I don't know if that was on Instagram or whatever. I have not seen it yet. Let me just see if I can find that real quick. If I could remember how to spell her. Oh, there it is. Indy Navarrete. That's 6 days ago. A week ago. Okay, I'm so confused because I don't see a post from her in today. So unless did she use Twitter? I don't think she's much of a tweeter. Now, she hasn't tweeted anything or posted on Instagram, so I don't know where people are getting that information from, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere. But yeah, Dylan Walsh's wife stated that he is not coming back. Someone had asked him her a follow-up question about maybe he will be recurring, and she basically shot that down, kind of implying he's going to move on and look for other things or something along those lines. So it doesn't even sound like he's coming back in a recurring role. He's just done. Yeah. How do shows film while keeping out the audio of someone looking at the set from outside screaming to try and ruin the shoot? A lot of the audio you hear done in an episode is actually done after the fact. So they'll film the scene and they'll still film it with you saying your lines and all that stuff because some of it needs to be natural. But a lot of the stuff, when you see a scene and Barry is this close to the camera and he's talking to Iris on the other side of the camera and it's outside where there should be noise issues. They've filmed the audio part of that later in a studio just for the audio part, and then they sync it up with the scene. That happens a lot. It's a thing called ADR. They film a good chunk of the monologue or the dialogue after the fact, even though they did it in scene at the time, because there is outside noise that gets in the way sometimes that they just can't overcome. They're at the whim of a crow going by and squawking or a fire truck going by. They can't control those things, right? So a lot of time they'll do that later in the studio where they have that control. Yeah. So glad we got the announcement of the final season of Superman and Lois. Well, they haven't said it's the final season, but it looks like it's probably the final season. Yeah. That was me on Sunday that contacted you. Yeah, I followed up. I figured that out, Heroes. Yeah. I'm not going to say which site used. Yeah, I figured out that was you. Yeah. The hair is looking good. Well, thank you. Thank you. I did get it cut like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I know I haven't been on here much. Dylan Walsh and Indy Navarrete are out. Okay, Lionel, where did you hear about Indy Navarrete? Because I just looked on her Insta or Twitter and didn't see it there. The news about Superman and Lois is incredible. I kind of figured Gotham Knights wasn't going to last. So yeah, well, we'd seen all that mentioned for a while that it was going to be Gotham Knights or Superman and Lois. It was going to be a one or the other, and I think anybody even like moderately aware realize like if they could get Superman and Lois for cheap enough, they're taking Superman and Lois. At the end of the day, did not matter how great the numbers were for Gotham Knights. If they could get Superman and Lois for a cheap enough price, it was always going to be Superman and Lois. So yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice you got another one here. Give me a second there, Gary. Do you think Superman and Lois could be delayed until fall of 2024? Yes, I do think that's possible. It could be a variety of things that happens. How long does this writer's strike last? There's also an actor's strike that could be coming up very soon. Then just the scheduling of getting it all together, figuring out what pieces need to go where, all of those things, then filming. There's a chance they could put it off until 2024 fall. There's a chance. I still don't think they will because studios don't like to just sit on money. They want their money to do something for them. They want to make their money back. I think it's more likely we get that like March, April, something like that release date, unless they can't make that release date. Then maybe they push it off until the fall. But I'd say it's not impossible, but I'd say probably not very probable. If I were to guess right now, my running odds would be March, April. My second odds would be the fall, but I'd say you're looking at like a 10% chance of that happening. Not impossible, but I'd say not very probable. Whereabouts was I? Okay. I'm seeing the movie on Thursday. I muted a bunch of words on Twitter because I'm not getting spoiled. Fair enough. I've done that a few times for things that I plan to go see. Yeah. This one, I don't think I've really done that. Because no way. Actually, no way. Full warning, by the way, guys, people. I didn't think about this when I was putting off having my live chat until this late, because if you'd seen my post in my communities tab, I was going to do this at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon my time. It's now 4:30. One of the reasons I pushed it back is Eric was doing one that was going to overlap with that time, so I didn't want to compete with his. And since then, kind of didn't dawn on me at the time, but I'm kind of tired. Yesterday, I was in bed by 3 in the afternoon. I had a really busy day yesterday morning, and I had a really busy day this morning. So I'm wiped out, and I had to lay down for like a 10 to 15 minute nap just because I'm like, I want to lay down. So if you see me yawning as I'm about to do right now, That's part of the reason. I'm still going to push in, make sure I get like an hour out of this for you guys. But yeah, I'm actually a lot more tired than I thought I would be when I was planning to do it at 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So you might hear me yawn a few times. Season, the Superman and Lois season, yeah. Honestly, I will still enjoy the show even if it looks worse in terms of visual quality, but I hope it still looks the same. I think if enough of the cast is cut and they are creative with their working, it won't impact it nearly as much. Whoopsie, what did I just drop? Oh, one of those. Okay. There might be some loss of quality, but I think the loss of quality isn't going to be substantial. It might be 3 to 5%, just enough that you kind of sometimes maybe notice, but you're not sitting there all the time noticing. We got Gary again. Wow, you've been busy today. What actors do you think will leave Superman and Lois, and do you think the show will be canceled? Okay, so Gary, Dylan Walsh, the one that plays General Sam Lane, his wife on Instagram already confirmed he will not be back. And according to a couple other people on Twitter and here have posted to me, Indy Navarrete, who plays, why am I forgetting her name? Sarah is not coming back. But I don't know Indy Navarrette's one yet because I haven't found the post personally myself, just what a couple of people have told me. So we will have to wait, and I personally will have to wait and see until I see that somewhere. But it doesn't surprise me if it's true. And do I think the show will get canceled after season 4? Possibly. I think the chances are very high. But I'm never going to say never yet. We'll have to see how that's a year down the road's thoughts, man. Come back to me in 2024 and ask me, and I'll have a little better idea. Where was I in the chat now? Hello, Laura. Hello, Mia. Welcome. Hello, Andy. Welcome, guys. Now that we're getting a season 4 Superman Lois, do you think Jordan will finally get a suit upgrade? They're cutting the budget, dude. On top of that, it's 10 episodes. No. They might do some fine touching up of it, maybe sew a thing here, change a visual look here, but he's not getting a suit. He's getting what he has. Maybe they like spray paint it to make it look a different color or something, but the suit's going to more or less be his suit. The hashtag show, which was the first site to report the arrival of Lex Luthor and Superman Lois when had said there was an option to become a regular in season 4. Hashtag show. The first site to report the arrival of Lex Luthor and Superman Lois when had said there was option to become a regular in season 4. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if he's back. How are you doing on GeoGuessr? Up and down. I'm kind of in a spot where I'm not getting ahead anymore, but I'm not losing ground. I'm kind of just like floating around in the mid-master division. Haven't gotten back to champion in a long time. A lot of changes have happened to the game in the last month. They changed the entire competitive duels system, which appeals far more to higher skill players. So a lot of them have just like come in mass. They're like, I'm actually interested in now. And there's a lot more good players playing. Plus, they recently announced they're having their first ever official. There's been 2 unofficial World Cups, but they're having their first GeoGuessr sponsored World Cup in October in Sweden. So a lot of the top players are now playing competitive because they want a hope of getting invited to that, and I think a big part of them getting invited to it is have a good ELO score. So there's been some guys that didn't care previously. All of a sudden, now they're 900s, and I'm like, you were a 400 a week ago. You didn't care about this. I kind of get why they're doing it. But it's been up and down. I also had some problems with GeoGuessr this week. It wasn't working on my computer properly for a couple of days. Like I could still make it work, but I had to jump through some hoops to get it to work every time. And it was just becoming a bit of a frustration every time. Am I missing anything below? I am. Do you think they'll cancel Superman Lois season 4 or after season 4? I think season 4 is probably the end. Do you think Jordan and John will get cut? Not a chance in hell. Though there's 4 characters you can guarantee are staying on the show. Those are Clark, Lois, Jordan, Jonathan. Everybody else on the roster probably are up to be cut. So yeah. See where I was on primaries. Okay, I read that already. Boys, waves arms. Andrew. Do you want to come in here? If so, just DM me a yeah, because I'll probably see that faster than I will reading it in the chat, because I'm currently 10 minutes behind the chat. So just let me know. Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll send you that. Why do I not have StreamYard open on here? I just realized that's why I keep seeing my finger go like this, and I forgot why, and I didn't realize I didn't even have StreamYard open on my computer. Me dumb. You can tell I'm awake, eh? Give me a second there, Andy. I will get that for you. Dos Jugos. All right, we'll have Andy joining us here in a moment. I'm going to try and catch up as much of the chat as I can before he invades us. Why is my screen frozen? Always does that. I have 2 guests waiting in the lobby. One I know is my other me, so the other one must be this one. Let us maybe add this guy to the stream.
Hey, yo.
Yo, hey.
How's it going?
It goes. I don't know if you've heard, there's breaking news, by the way. Superman and Lois is
What's
going
that?
to have a season 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the idea behind Superman and Lois is there's this guy. He's a Superman, and
Is it hyphened or is it one word?
It is one word. Oh. So he's a Superman. And he has a Lois, and they have a show. Imagine if Gotham Knights had powers and no connection to the Bat family.
Ouch. I'm
just trying to put it in terms of a show you might watch. How you doing, by the way?
I'm doing good. I just been having a very busy week, and but I'm doing good. It's summertime now, so hello to everyone in the chat. I see your greetings. Thank you. I know you said you were a little tired. How are you doing?
Yeah, mostly all right. Yeah. I'm just overwhelmed with how much I've done. So I'm kind of a pretty lazy person. I will, on a good day, pick out like one task that needs to be done. In the last 2 days, so yesterday, I went first thing in the morning. I went to the post office to get a bunch of estimates on some of the flash prop things that people had inquired about. So I literally had to carry like 5 things to the post office that are kind of heavy. Went there, did that, came all the way back home with them, dropped them off at home, went all the way over to the flash sale to check out and see more things. I was mostly there yesterday to buy things I think I might use myself because, I was still looking for other things, but I kind of was at the point like, I need this, I need that type things.
Like
So then I went,
like Cecile's costume.
yeah, obviously. So then I went there, did that, and came all the way home. At that point, I still had about 4 things on my list that I thought I was going to get done yesterday, but I started to realize I don't have the energy for that. So I just did grocery shopping, and came home. So that was yesterday. I was in bed by 3 in the afternoon. Today I got up, went right back to the post office to mail one of the things I got the estimate for. Came back home, and I had this great idea that I was going to get all these things done today. And technically I finally did, but I had to do them in like 3 more steps. I had to go grab a bunch of things from a couple of stores, bring them all the way home, went right back out to go to another store, grabbed something from there, came all the way back home, then had to go back out and get the last couple of things. And like, I don't do that much in a month. I'm not actually even joking about this. I do not make that many trips in a month, and I did that in 2 days. So I'm at my limits for energy. I need to level up.
I'm rolling my eyes so hard because like I can never escape this.
All right. Let's see what we got here in the chat. Superman Lois got renewed. I'm excited that I could care less for Gotham Knights. It was interesting, but did we all want to show? Let's be honest, no, we didn't. I mean, at the end of the day, no, none of us asked for the show, but once it was out, it was kind of, it was fine. I'm still, by the way, I'm like, I don't even know how many episodes behind I am now. I'm so many. Have you kept up with it?
Yeah. No, I genuinely do enjoy the show. I think it's a big shame that we're losing it, but it's this is the state of the CW now, and but not too shocking.
No, it's not. Do you think in an old CW this would have got picked up?
At least for one more season, just to at least try and test the waters. Because again, even remember, Batwoman season 1, wasn't that well received, but it still got a season 2, and then once they were able to change for the better, getting rid of Ruby and getting in Javisha, who obviously was amazing. We saw the show started to grow a lot. So I think that if the show had been given some opportunity to grow a little bit more,
that it could push itself out for a 3rd season, etc., etc.
Maybe like it probably as one of those like limited 13 episode type of series. My bigger surprise is that, because I was talking to someone about it today, is that they try to get Winchester's and Walker Independence new homes, and it didn't work out. But with Gotham Knights, there wasn't even an attempt, which I find very unusual. And
I kind of don't, and the reason I kind of don't is I think they kind of knew that the audience on that isn't very strong. Like Walker Independence, obviously it's not as strong as Walker, but there was still more interest in that show from a viewership number standpoint than Gotham Knights. So they probably looked at that and they're like, we could maybe pitch this to someone, and someone could maybe, pick it up. Whereas Gotham Knights, I think most services that might have considered it would look at it and be like, you got how many people watching? So I think they probably knew this was going to be a hard sell.
I guess
the other thing that always could be out of that too is the people involved, like Natalie and the others that are involved. Maybe they just looked at it and they're like, this is going to be hard. I think we have a better chance of just jumping into a new project somewhere, They might have already been listening to other offers for other things, and they're just kind of like,
They can right now.
but they would have heard things before the strike happened that were like out there in the field for them to maybe get attached to, you know.
Right.
They might not get something day one after the strike ends, but they might get something in the next 6 months after it ends, you know. And they're just looking at that going, this is a show we could sink all of our time and effort and money into trying to push forward somewhere else, or we can just accept that it didn't get where it wanted to, and we can start anew somewhere else on new projects, you know.
Yeah, I would say as much as because I know there were a lot of frustrated Batwoman fans today about what was the point of even getting getting Batwoman if Gotham Knight was only give you one season. I get that frustration. I do still think that Gotham Knight was it was an interesting concept that I feel I personally feel that it got better in the later episodes. And again, I really love Misha Collins as Harvey Dent. Like I think that's the biggest loss out of all this. Aside from the fact that we are losing now again some good LGBT representation during Pride Month. Good job, CW. Good job. We are now also losing one of the. I mean, and I'm not saying this to kiss his butt, but like the best live action version we've had of Harvey Dent, because I think that they were really onto something really interesting. So,
can I stop for 1 second? I just want to. Was it last year this time in June in Pride Month that they canceled Batwoman and Legends?
No, it was April.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking, like, is this a theme of theirs?
No, but yeah, but it was definitely like last year there was a lot of shows that got canceled that had significantly a lot of people of color and LGBT people in it.
Oh yeah, last year was just bloodshed for anybody of representation. You know.
Yeah, so
that was I think part of the reason some people were surprised Gotham Knights even got off the ground, because it wasn't going in the face of it was going in the face of the traffic, basically. You know.
Remember when the show got picked up, this was during the time when Mark Pedowitz was still around. I think if the Next Star folks was there today, if Gotham Knights had been pitched today,
they wouldn't have even got their phone call picked up.
That most likely. So,
that or it would have got picked up, and they'd be like, "So tell me about this reality show." And as soon as they're like, "No, it's a scripted." Hello.
Yeah, it's the end of an era, like once Lois is over, that's for me, that's when it's a true goodbye to the Arrowverse as a whole, which will likely be next year. 12 years is a pretty good run. Yes, Shane, so you need to get on a flight to Canada if you want to be on the stream. Like, he's following me wherever I go. Jesus, like. I'm kidding. But I look forward to seeing the final 2 episodes of Gotham Knights, and hopefully it sounded like when I talked to the showrunners, all 3 of them, that it's fairly like everything gets wrapped up nicely, but of course leaving the door open for potential stories in later seasons.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of that's the sales pitch I think any good showrunner does. They're kind of always of the thing of like, I hope we're going to come back. Like no one writes a show with the idea of like, I don't care if it comes back. Let's just end it. Like, they always are hoping that they're going to have another season coming up, right?
Exactly. But yeah, now we have to wait till the strike is over to find out when things get back into production.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I was lucky enough to get General Sam Lane here, and he has been happy enough to come and join us for the stream. Hello, Mr. Walsh. Welcome. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing great.
It's not how he sounds. Ugh.
So how's everybody doing?
Hey, how you doing, guys? We have Chin Strap Reacts in the house.
I was just copying Andy, so I decided to show up without a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Just
you?
chilling.
You know, I don't.
I'm chilling in my living room right now on the couch, and my Shelby was laughing when I did that voice.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So did you see further on in what is that his wife who was saying that on
Yes.
Instagram? Okay. Did
Yeah.
you see further what she said?
I looked at the back and forth interaction she had with one of the people, someone that I know. And what's her name again?
Leslie or something.
Leslie, right? Leslie Bork.
Yeah.
Leslie Bork Walsh. There it is.
Oh my.
So yeah, one of the people who I know who like lives here and like actually worked on the Flash for a couple of episodes. Had a back and forth discussion with her, and in there, she asked like, "I hope he's still recurring," and Leslie goes, "I don't think so. New beginnings for him." And I don't know where the start of the conversation was.
Yeah. The start was saying like. Well, I think it was like some.
Yeah, she goes. He passed on 3 out of 10 episodes, not going to recur. So basically, they made him an offer like, "We want you back for 3 episodes," and he said to them like, "It's all or nothing," basically. You know.
Or I wonder if he wanted more than 3 to because I was wondering if like they're asking for 3 up front at the beginning to explain his character's absence. Because
right.
Because my thinking is, what if they have a storyline? Because there's a cliffhanger apparently for season 3 that whatever happens in season 4, maybe at the end of that 3rd episode of season 4 would have explained his absence, or maybe he's going somewhere. I don't think they were going to kill him. I mean, I don't know, but maybe he's like, no, I don't want only 3.
They clearly weren't. They clearly weren't going to kill him off at the end of season 3, or else they wouldn't have offered him the 3 episodes, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like they could have killed him off in season 4, like say
yeah. I follow now. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's interesting. And then I think someone had tweeted at Eric and Paige saying that the actress who plays Sarah is basically confirming that. Like I don't know.
Yeah, so I got that same. I got a tweet at me saying the same thing, and then someone in my chat right here in this chat said the same thing a little while ago. But I can't find the post. I checked her Instagram and her Twitter, and there's nothing on there. So
they said it was Instagram Live. I'm not sure if.
Live. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But the wording was she wasn't going to be in a series regular, and that she may be recurring. Like I would assume she knows, or maybe she doesn't know. Maybe
she probably does. She maybe just can't like say definitively one thing or the other, right? Like, or maybe she does know. And when she said, you know, like maybe she did say something about recurring, because I mean, Dylan's wife is basically saying like, yeah, he's not coming back. Like, she's not saying like, oh, there's a chance, you know, he might do this. Like, she basically, how did she word it again? Where the hell did that conversation go? New beginnings for him, right? Like, she basically is like, he's decided he's looking for other projects. You know, he's not even going to listen to the idea of coming back for 1 to 3 episodes.
So does that mean he only had a contract for 3 seasons, or was he only signed on per season how many episodes he appeared?
I don't know.
I mean, he's been a series regular since the first season, or no?
The general secondary main characters, which is what he would be, usually are like 3 to 4. Sometimes they might get a 5-year deal if they were like prominent at the start.
Yeah.
But I think he was probably on a 3 or 4 year deal, so maybe 3, because I mean,
the only other option is that, because, you know, again, just because actor signs, you know, let's say let's say a 5-year deal. So it doesn't mean that there couldn't be clauses in the contract where the studio has the option to exercise. We can either buy out the rest of your contract.
Actors get cut all the time. If you want to ask somebody about that, ask Colin Donnell, who had a 6-year contract.
Yeah, the point was that I want just to emphasize the fact that for all we know, he could have been signed on for 4 or 5 years or so on, but because of this, they're like, well, this is what we're.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to give you this many episodes, and he's like, I'll take the buyout. Like,
me and Andy were talking about this earlier. Like, I think this is it, right? This is the final season. I think
more than likely.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say never because Legends proved me wrong several times, and I was starting to think this might have been the final season of this show. So I'm not going to say never, but I would be very surprised to see a season 5.
Given that this was all just decided like just yesterday, I think that it's. I think they probably have an idea of, but I don't know if they have finalized it yet. I think again because the strike is still going on, I think they kind of just want to probably get through with that.
Nothing can move forward right now,
Yeah.
My only thing I would prefer is that before we start the season, before they start filming, that because again, at some point this strike will be over. It will come to an end. But what I want is before they start anything, they decide definitively is this it or not, because I'm sorry, this should not have been a cliffhanger in this finale. Like, so it's not just on the CW.
Here's the thing. I think unless he is dumber than the one that ran Legends, Todd Helbing has to see the writing on the wall here. He has to see this and be like, I need to consider a finale.
Yeah.
You don't have to lock into the finale until a few episodes into the season, but you have to have that out plan in case.
And I'm hoping he does, because there's only 10 episodes.
Yeah.
So
he would need to have that out. He needs to have his finale idea planned out with the knowledge that I might not have to use it, but I've got it ready to go if need be, because that is a real possibility here. I have a couple questions from back earlier in the chat before you guys got in here. Do I think it's going to happen? Yes. I don't know how long. I don't know how serious. It is a notably different type of fight than the writers, because even they're smaller actors and everything, but they're not as bullied as writers are. Writers really are at the bottom rung of the ladder of people the studio thinks about. So they've got a lot more to argue and fight over. Actors are basically probably at this point just looking for, a pay raise and assurances about AI work. That's probably about the depth of their fight. Whereas writers, not only is it just AI, it's like ChatGPT, it's the residuals on streaming, it's their pay. They've got a lot more things to fight over. I think an actor strike is going to happen, but I don't think it's going to last as long as the writer strike. They might overlap a little, making the duration of strikes in general longer, but I don't think the individual strike for actors would be as long as the writer's portion will be.
Yeah, there was something about where voiceover actors are like pushing back against AI voices, where they basically can mimic once they get like audio bits or audio sound bites. They can, because I've done that with Arrowverse stuff for TikTok and shorts, so it can be done. So that's something else they have to make sure that they can't replicate your voice and not pay you for it. Because all I did was pull clips from like a Stephen Amell's podcast.
You heard it here first, everyone. Chainsaw's trying to put actors out of work.
That's me. Yeah. So like all I did was pull like that. I pulled like Grant interview clips of Grant Gustin, and I was able to mimic his voice kind of well. it's not perfect, but obviously there's better software for the studios that they could make it work.
Yeah, I mean you're doing it off either a free trial or something you probably paid like $20 for.
Yeah,
they have more than $20 at their disposal.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy what they can do now. I mean, obviously with the technology in terms of deep faking and stuff. I mean, that's just the visual side, but like the audio, I mean, they literally didn't use James Earl Jones for Vader for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. That was a AI or like a voice simulator thing. That he didn't do the voice work at all. He signed off on it, but he didn't do one bit of that. So
yeah. So yeah, I think that's, they're both parties, the writers and the actors have things they're fighting for. There's probably a little overlap, like with the AI and stuff like that. But yeah, they both have their different things they're looking at. What else did I have here? Laura says WB is sitting on the second half of Doom Patrol. I still haven't watched any of that, but
are they?
I guess
I thought that was already out. Andy, am I crazy?
No, you're crazy. It's not out. We are literally still waiting for the final 6 episodes.
I thought for some reason it aired, but I guess so. They released part 1. When did part 1 come out?
It almost like right after Titans, part 1.
So they're pulling a Lucifer, eh?
Lucifer didn't have it this bad.
So really? So they're making you wait.
They're making us wait, and they're not saying shit. Like, not even the actors know when the show is coming back.
Can you imagine you see the press announcement tomorrow, like, the second half of Doom Patrol has been shelved for a tax cutoff?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if they just drop all the episodes at once, if they really don't have a plan for it.
Right.
Which is
I mean, they're probably just sitting on it, waiting, and like I don't keep up on the day-to-day of what's on HBO Max anymore and what's new and out there. Maybe they're just waiting for a point where they've got such a lull that they're kind of like, drop it now,
They have I don't think they have much really releasing right now on Max. It's more like it's more like they just relaunched the service as Max last month, and then they're just, we're adding movies, and then of course whatever HBO's airing, but like. They have plenty of time. They could drop an episode and just run it out for 6 weeks or whatever the length is. Yeah. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I have to assume, and I know the joke about HBO, WB, Discovery, and their incompetence. I understand that. But at the end of the day, there are people that work there who I have to assume have some business knowledge and are looking at the numbers and being like, it's best for us to release it at X time because that's when we expect X amount of viewers. There's got to be somebody that's sitting there that actually has the knowledge to like do that, right?
Definitely.
Because they probably have like the numbers for like when the show first premiered on DC Universe and saw what it was doing, maybe. I don't know. That's forever.
It's a lot of things. Like they're looking at it and they're like, well, general viewership in the month of June, regardless what the content is this many people per day. General viewership for content in August is this many people a day. They've got all sorts of numbers of demos and times and all these things that come into play. That's why you don't see TV shows air very often in June, July, and August. Because guess what? No one's sitting around watching TV at home.
Yeah, they're out and about vacation.
Yeah. So that's why TV season usually ends in May. So they're probably looking at the numbers and they're probably like, well, we've got this and this. We have a lull at this point. Do we want to burn it there or do we want to hold it off until a more optimal time? So who knows, right?
Yeah.
What do we got here? I have a question. I heard that some of the supporting characters won't be in next season. You are very correct, Eddie. Will we see John Henry Irons? Is season 3 his final season? We don't know. The only things we know so far is Sam Lane's character appears to never be coming back, and it sounds like Sarah is maybe recurring. Everybody else, I don't think, has made a statement one way or another on it, or if they have, no one has tracked it down.
Are they going to up her younger sister to full series regular?
Could you imagine if that happened? Oh God.
Do you think they're going to keep Lex for season 4?
Sure. I mean, they need a villain, so I mean, yeah.
I mean, if they're because I'm thinking they're going to cut a couple of people. I mean, I think it's pretty clear.
Oh, they're going to cut. I think anyone who's not in the Kent primary family is recurring at best next season. Everybody, the other, how many did they say there was 12? The other 8 people have all gotten that phone call already telling them, like, you have an option to be a recurring if you'd like. Here's how many episodes we can give you. If you take it, great. If not, sorry. I think they've all got that call already, and they've all given their yes or no's or maybes on that. Yeah. After that, the only regulars from these seasons coming back as regulars next season are the primary 4.
It's basically going to be a very different show. Well, not very different, but it's going to feel very different next season. Because we're used to have multiple storylines with all the... Yeah.
I would say whatever the storyline for next season is, will have the kids and the parents overlap substantially to cut down on how much extra story there is out there. We're not going to have stories about the kids having dramas at parties that they went to. We're not going to have Lois making a new friend at some medical clinic. We're not having these stories. It's all going to be...
It could happen, be like a one-off episode type thing.
Sure, but it's not going to eat up a lot of screen time because they're going to be relying on those 4 characters to carry the load,
Yeah.
What else do we got here? I hope they can keep Wooly Parks. Yeah, I hope they can keep as many as they can too, but we will see.
Have you guys talked about Gotham Knights yet?
Sorry, what was that?
Have you talked about Gotham Knights yet?
The video game?
Oh yeah, the amazing video game. Yeah.
We touched on it. Do you have any input on it?
I mean, I think it's unfortunate that for the people that watch the show and really enjoy the show that it's going away. But I mean, I don't know if they concluded it or if it's... I'm hoping it's not a cliffhanger. That would suck.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little different when you're doing a first season because you don't feel like you've even started fleshing out your story yet. So they probably have 7 ideas in their head where to go next, and the idea of ending it probably wasn't in any of those ideas,
Probably not.
Unless they knew ahead of time that season 1 might be it. Like, that would be the only way, right? If someone at the start of the year said to them, like, yeah, you've got this season, don't bank on a second as a guarantee. A lot of changes have happened. You should go into this with a 1-season plan and have a maybe season 2 idea, But we have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, we were just talking about this a couple minutes ago. I think he would have to be the series regular. Definitely won't be guest star.
No.
They would not phone up Michael Cudlitz and be like, hey, we're going to give you 2 episodes this season and next year you're coming in for 2. Like, Michael Cudlitz wouldn't even answer that phone call. I think he could be a recurring character, but he would be a heavy recurring, like 4+ episodes. Series regular, I think, is a possibility.
Depending on where they end this season, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if episode 13 all of a sudden he's back in jail, then maybe not.
Which would be funny. You do all this build up just to send him back.
We got a comment here. This guy says 2 + 2 = 5.
That.
Anyone
Shelby's offended by that. Do I? Oh, okay.
I didn't hear that. What was that?
He was saying that I say that constantly, so she's like offended.
Oh. How far behind am I in the chat? Almost half an hour. You guys feel like talking for a minute? Go ahead. I'm going to try and read through the chat and see what things are.
Andy, do you love my name?
No.
Why?
Because I don't love anyone.
Wow. Change my name to I wish.
His name isn't a person.
Andy doesn't love me.
Nope.
But do you love his name, which isn't a person?
I'm indifferent to it.
Wow.
And Tom Welling is going to be devastated to hear this, by the way.
He's already married and happy with kids. What chance do I have at this point?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know this character, but maybe one of the people on here right now do, Eddie. So I will let them possibly give you input.
Wait, is the Elite a group? No.
It's a group. We saw him in season 4 of Supergirl.
Okay. I mean, I think, okay, here's the thing. If they're cutting on budget, they're not going to bring in a group of villains. Unless they're really cheap. But
right, they'd all have to be like Vancouver mid-tier, like kind of, sort of, might have seen them in a thing actors.
What were you saying, Andy?
Because some of them have powers, and because Supergirl already did them. Again, I think Supergirl has always attempted to try and do characters that we really haven't seen on the other shows. Again, like we had a whole new creation in Morgan Edge. We had someone like Ali Alston and Bruno Mannheim, who's never gotten this much presence in live action, and besides like one episode of Smallville. I would highly doubt that the Elite would somehow get in. And if I had to be completely honest, because of the similarities that the Elite has with the Authority, which is one of the upcoming DC movies, it wouldn't shock me if DC Studios would be like, we would kind of prefer if you guys didn't use the Elite.
Yeah. I mean,
that's possible.
Oh, I didn't even think about this too. So Bizarro is back in play now in Superman and Lois. So that's also a way to kind of cut budget if you have Bizarro play a role in season 4.
Oh my God, I never even thought of that.
Because I didn't even think about that just now. Like, oh yeah, Bizarro is back in play now.
The only problem is that Tyler would have to then pull double duty, and I don't know if he would.
Do it all the time. Yeah.
I mean, it's also only 10 episodes, so it's not nearly as heavy of a burden. If Bizarro is only in it for like 3 episodes, that he's got to do it. It's not like he's doing it for 16 or something like that, right?
I just wonder, like, what kind of story can you? I mean, obviously there's many things you can do, but like 10 episodes. I mean, they keep cutting them. They had 15 in the first 2, 13 and 3, and now 4 and 10, or 10 and 4. So yeah. It's like
season 5 is just going to be 2 episodes. I heard
season 5 is going to be a TV movie.
Season 5 is going to be 2 episodes, and the budget is a Chipotle gift card that's already partly used.
You'll just have Tyler Hoechlin sitting there with a Superman shirt on.
The last time they had a show that only had 10 episodes was literally Nikita for its final season or something.
Nikita?
Yeah, it was a remake of I think that one of those popular femme fatale shows, and I remember for the final season, people were really pissed with the season for only giving them 10 episodes or something. But
well, I mean, if you look at HBO, I mean, most of their shows are 8 to 10 episodes. I mean, House of the Dragon season 1 was 10.
But do you see what the difference is though? They get 60 minutes.
There's a major difference. I'm just saying, it's more common now, but not for network television is the thing. So, but I mean, my thing is, I think it's the final season, and I'm glad that at least they're getting 10 more to wrap it up. I mean. Take it as a win, because they could have easily ended on this cliff.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking news, guys. I just got a still from season 5 of Superman and Lois sent to me. I cannot believe I've got this so far in advance.
Time travel?
I can't confirm nor deny that something like that may have happened. But here it is, guys. There you go.
Sounds about
There's your
right.
season 5.
Why are you posting a spoiler? Why are you posting a spoiler?
Oh, you know what? Sorry, I
Right
should
spoiler
be.
on that. Right spoiler. Honey.
Thank you for reminding me. I almost forgot to watermark it.
Canada just drew on a sticky note. Stick figures of Superman and Lois and their kids. That's season 5. So after season 4 is 10 episodes, they're just gonna start. There
you guys go. There you guys go. Breaking scoop for everybody.
I said season 5 was going to be a TV movie, like an hour and a half or an hour.
And this is the thing. I
actually was very impressed, by the way, as I know you can't see it now because of the watermark, but I was very impressed by the cape that I drew on there.
It was very wavy.
I at first was gonna like try and put it around both sides of it, and then when I saw how it first turned out, I'm like, you know what, that works.
What are you gonna say, Andy?
For me, I almost would have preferred if they had just given us like a few extra episodes for this season to wrap things up, because I don't think people realize that what we're about to get into is. I don't think a lot of people are going to be happy by the end result because, yes, it's 10 episodes, but again,
at the cost of it, yeah. Because I mean, like I think you're right. As I was saying earlier, this is going to feel like a very different season unless you're really, because there are people who watch the show that only really care about the Kent family and obviously some of the other stuff. Because I mean, I think if you're only watching for the Kent family, you're probably disappointed by a lot of the other stuff. But I think if you're mostly invested in their storylines, I think you'll overall be happy. But I mean, for me, it's like I enjoy the other stuff that occurs for the most part. Not everything's great. It's going to feel weird because more than likely we're going to hear over the next couple days, next couple weeks or so that who is staying and who's not coming, who's not coming back and who's going to be recurring. I mean, the fact is we are losing General Lane. Is it a major blow to the show? Not really personally, maybe to Lois's character and overall the Kent family, but he only really plays more of a role with the DOD. Other than that, he's not really a massive influence to the storylines. He had some stuff with Jordan, of course, giving him the goggles that his grandfather wore in a war, gave him his first kind of outfit. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not that major blow, but it's also kind of a blow to their storylines because they can't fill screen time with that character anymore. They can't use him now. So now they got to go, oh crap. Okay. So we have to find other ways to fill time. That's the problem with the Flash. They were trying to schedule and get stuff. And that's why we got more of these side characters because the leads weren't always there. So they had to
I was surprised how much time they gave to side characters like Barry and Iris. It was amazing.
Behave. So I just checked. So only 3 other shows on the CW have ever gotten 10 or less episodes for their final season. So
final season.
Okay. Arrow is 1.
Yeah. Then we had Heart Dixie, which ended in 2014 after season 4.
Wait, you say Heart Dixie?
Heart of Dixie.
Did you watch that show, honey? Heart of Dixie? You watched some of it, okay.
And then with Nikita, I was incorrect before. It wasn't 10 episodes. Their final season, they got 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Because I remember how fucking angry everyone was. Well, rightfully so, because
there are movies now longer than that.
I mean, Game of Thrones final season got 6 episodes, and people hated that because they just kept cutting down episodes. Obviously,
Game of Thrones is one of the most poorly managed final seasons in TV history.
That's true.
I still enjoyed it, but they rushed the fuck out of that.
Oh, they did. And I remember watching it again with Shelby, and she was like, "Are you kidding me? That's how they're ending the show after all that build-up." She loved all the crazy shit, and Game of Thrones. And she's like, "What the hell? Why are they rushing everything?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
Because they thought they were going to Star Wars. Like,
Oh, wait a minute. Although in 2012, the final season of Gossip Girl also had 10 episodes.
Was that the reboot or the original?
There was never a reboot. They're in the same universe. So
I don't know. I don't keep up with Gossip.
Oh God, is there a Gossip Girl universe? No.
Yeah, there's a sequel show that came out that was on HBO Max for 2 seasons. But in 2012, the final season of Gossip Girl was only for 10 episodes.
Yeah, Shelby just said Gossip Girl's amazing. Like, I didn't say it wasn't. I just don't want. I just didn't know it was.
It's the reason I get annoyed is because people, like, for some reason people have stopped realizing that reboot is not the same as revival or sequel series.
I know that Charmed was a reboot.
Charmed is a complete reboot, but I get that stuff mixed up. But even they did the multiverse crossover because the series finale literally ends with the 3 sisters traveling to the universe of the original Charmed TV show, landing right in front of their house. I kid you not.
But the original Charm cast did not show up in it, right?
Oh hell no! There's been like a
that's what I thought. I was
gonna ask that question. Where did they pop up?
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of bad blood over that one.
Well, I was just saying, you said multiverse.
But we literally, I mean, that's why I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like they're actually like, I don't know.
I don't think you're gonna get your wish, Maya.
Well, what's the wish?
Just putting this out there.
Are you? Are they asking about Melissa or just a Supergirl?
They're just saying Supergirl, but I will make it worse for everyone. Here's what's gonna happen. For all of you guys who were hoping for Arrowverse crossovers or cameos from other characters, you can say goodbye to all that now.
Oh yeah,
with budget they have, yeah.
Yeah, the budget cut, they didn't get shit.
I mean, they might get someone coming in, but it's not going to be a Grant or a Steven or a Melissa. No. It's going to be like I would honestly go. I would go even further down the roster. You got to think of someone that doesn't have a deep roster of appearances.
That lucky girl, whatever Hazard or whatever, bring her back again.
Maybe someone more than that.
Okay,
but
so there's a bar we're not going to.
Goldface.
Can we get Goldface? Can we sack off as Amunet Black because she complains about not being black? Just for him, just for Goldface to revive Daddy Likes the Metal on Superman and Lois, to have it on 2 universes. Don't be shaking her head no. Because that's the episode she drove home to, remember? She almost freaking got a ticket for speeding.
Why the fuck would you remind her of that?
Well, that's why she's shaking her head, because she remembers that dark day when she rushed home.
She shouldn't knock you in the head.
She should knock me in the head?
But I thought that's what you said.
No, I said like she's the one who shook her head, because I said Daddy Likes Metal shirt with a face of disgust, like, ugh.
Yeah, she should shake her head about it.
Yeah. So Hero's Journey, fun fact, I just finished telling you like 2 days ago, I didn't even know about this. And then when I was on the SkyTrain back home from the flash sale yesterday, there was a banner over my head in the train. I now know it's this month. First time I've heard about it.
Yeah, and of course the first episode drops next week, and I'm on vacation. But I'm not going to be reacting to it or whatever.
Just don't go on vacation. Problem solved.
Yeah, I'll just stay home. Yeah, just send.
Shelby, you're not going on vacation.
He can just stay home. I'll go.
Okay,
that was how you really
feel. That's how I feel. I'll go with my dog, and you can stay home.
Okay. All right. Taco Bell and Subway for me all week.
Oh my God.
At the same time.
Shelby's going to come back to find you in the hospital.
She's probably like, good, you stay there.
What other questions are in the chat?
I don't know. I'm only at 4:40 p.m. right now, so I am 43 minutes behind the chat.
Jesus.
Now that we got Lex Luger, do you think he will try to expose Lois and her family and discover Superman's secret identity? That doesn't sound like something Lex would do.
Lex would never do that. Lex is all about property and selling property and buying land.
He's an all right guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have no idea, Eddie. Sounds like a very Lex thing to do, though.
I wouldn't know if he already knows.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does know, and they're going to reveal that in season 3 that he knows. But then, what would he gain from not exposing it? Exactly, like that's the question. What would Lex gain from not revealing that to the world?
I mean, but that's been tackled before in other stories, where, like, for example, like Lex on Smallville, he was, he knew for at least 1.5 seasons after Michael Rosenbaum left, but he could have exposed Clark at any point from even from a distance, but he didn't, because there's always a method to the madness with him. So
what was his reasoning for not revealing it?
Well, one, he was still recovering because he got, again, just watch the damn show. It's on Hulu. But he was he got injured in hurt, so he had to try to heal. And he was trying to basically recover.
Yeah.
And so, but I think again he wanted to really punish Clark more, so because just expose him to the world doesn't do much, I think, in the large scheme of things. So
gotcha. Speaking of Lex Luthor, I watched that whole James Gunn podcast interview with Michael Rosenbaum. That was really good. That was pretty cool.
Oh, when was this?
Today.
It came out today.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
It'll probably be in my recommended next time I go into YouTube. Because I follow that, and every time a new one comes up, it's always in my recommended, even though I only watch 1 out of 8 of them.
Well, this one's really good though. He gives a lot of information on. Well,
that's good.
But he gets some information on DC, and Michael's trying to ask him. It's like, hey, so is this character and so? He's like, I didn't say that. I don't know.
But they have a very fun rapport. I'm almost convinced that Michael will at some point be in something related to.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually amazed. It's not in the first 5 rows of my recommended. Wow.
Now, obviously,
maybe YouTube finally was like, you know what? You haven't watched the last 5 this guy's had. We're not going to recommend them anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Michael's obviously going to be anything in Superman Legacy or whatever, but I'm pretty sure he'll.
Now, Canada, how iconic would it be if Michael got cast as Lionel?
Ooh.
No, I've got the breaking scoop. He is going to be the new Superman.
I heard he's playing Lobo.
And they're going to get Tom Welling to be Lex.
Oh, that would be so hot.
With the bald head.
I said before, Andy, about him playing Lex's father. That'd be interesting.
All I'm saying is that it would be really hard to see Tom Welling as Lex.
Now, okay, question. Who could Henry Cavill play, since apparently he could play a new role?
I want him to play Apollo.
Which that's in the Authority, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the white hair and everything. He's white.
He's the gay Superman, and Midnighter should be Midnighter should be played by Ben Affleck.
Okay. Should I let this guy in, guys?
No, don't let him in.
Okay.
He sucks.
That's how far back I am.
His channel's terrible. I hear he fakes his videos.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna unsubscribe from him right now.
Go for it.
Click. Yeah, Lionel, I mean, I have had that feeling with so many shows over the years where I got invested in it. I'm like, great. And then I hear it's not coming back. And I'm just like, oh, damn, it's so close to the end. And you're just like, I have to see how this ends, If a show got canceled in episode 4 of the season, I'm very likely just going to drop the show. But when it's this close to the end, you're just kind of like, I've already seen the majority of the story. I got to see how it ends,
I've still not seen last week's episode.
Neither have I.
Well, or
the week before that. Or the week before that.
You guys.
Or the week before that. Or the week before that. I actually have no idea how many episodes I'm behind now. It's been that long. I would have to go back and look and see.
I'll watch it before next week's episode.
I don't know about that, Laura. I mean, it probably helped a little because it was, a production they already had set and ready. But I this is the old CW era where nothing ever got canceled in season 1.
Yeah.
So
Do
I think
you think there's ever a possibility due to the whole Ruby situation?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you think that it was possible that they could have canceled it because of the whole Ruby situation?
Easily.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, I guess that's always a possibility. But you know what? At the same time, knowing everything we know now after the fact, there's such an aggressive divide between Ruby and the WB. I could have seen them pushing forward with a season 2 out of pure spite.
Gotcha.
They would have found who Ruby hates the most in the world and be like, "You're our new Batwoman." Like they clearly have a divide between them. I know if I were in the WB, hey, it was up to me. That's how I would have read it. I'd be like, "What did you say about our company again? Hold on, let me find out who you don't like. That's our new Batwoman. I'm even gonna name her Kate."
Oh, Javicia was amazing as.
Yeah, she did a great job. It's a shame that particular fan bases have a preset determination of what they expect the show to or character to be, and it struggled because of it. But yeah, the people that got to watch it, that did watch it, most people enjoyed that show. Yeah. I met Grant and Tom and Steven last weekend, and Grant missed his break and was late to his panel just so he could sign for us all.
Goat.
Okay, yeah. That does happen at those type of things all the time, because they have these like set schedules that they're supposed to do, and then you'll just get an actor who's kind of like just gets invested in interacting with the fans, and they'll have like the assistant behind them going, Grant, you're supposed to start your autograph session in 5 minutes. It's the other side of the convention. And he's like, okay, I'll be there in a minute. And then like 5 minutes later, like, Grant, you're supposed to be starting right now. It's like that type of stuff happens at conventions all the time. Like, there's a lot of actors, obviously, that are there solely for the money. And they're like, tell me when it's 8:55 so I can be there by 9 o'clock. I'm not going to be late because I'm not going to miss out on a penny. And then there's other ones that are like, sorry, I can't. This fan's got an interesting story. I need to hear it, Yeah, that happens. But at least you got to meet them. Boat Woman? What is Boat Woman? I mean, I know what you're talking about, Maya, but I thought it was funny. Boat Woman. Have you guys heard of Boat Woman?
It's a new show coming to the CW. They acquired it.
In the bayou?
Yeah, the bayou. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that you're Boat Woman.
So here's the thing, Chainsaw. We do not do live in-person interviews. You will have to go through my agent to book one of those, and he doesn't exist yet, so sorry.
Chainsaw's really dropping the ball right there. Jesus.
Oh wait! Oh, I cannot wait to be that. I cannot wait to be that bitch who's gonna go and be like, I hope that they wrap up every Arrowverse show in Superman Lois season 4 because it needs to. It needs to be a proper send up to the Arrowverse.
You should do that.
Imagine being on crack.
You should do that.
If I were one of those assholes that has like 37 Twitter accounts, I would devote one to starting this controversy. Just for the fun.
Just for people to agree with you and continue it.
Yeah, all the Misha fans are like, yeah, we need that.
Yeah, or once again you say, well, Superman and Lois needs to wrap up Legends.
Yeah, obviously it does.
Yeah.
You know what? It needs to. Superman and Lois, legitimately, Superman and Lois does need to wrap up Chegra marriage.
Yeah, because we didn't see the wedding, so we need to see
Right.
it in season.
They need to wrap up Constantine season 2.
Yep.
Dixon season 3.
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
Did the 90s Flash end on a cliffhanger?
There were some setups for the second season. That show is still so good.
They need to bring back David Ramsey just to reignite the what's in the box storyline in season 4 of Superman and Lois.
I swear to God, if I see that box one more time, I will actually throw it at someone.
You're gonna break into the TV and steal it.
Damn, I should. That is something I didn't bother to look, but that's more of an Arrow prop. I don't think they ever had that on Flash. Did they have the box on the Flash?
Yes, because he literally.
Yeah, because he was in. He went and saw Reverse Flash.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have checked to see what the box looked like.
It disappeared, I think, in that cell scene or whatever.
But
one of the things I found on the week 2 sale I went to was, do you remember when Tom Felton's character and Cisco give Caitlin a pendant for her like frost power things?
Yeah, Julian.
Yeah, that was his name. They give her like a glowing blue pendant to wear for her powers. Yeah. I found the box for that, or at least one of them. They had like 6 of those, so I got one of them. Don't know if it was the scene used one.
Boxes?
Huh?
They made 6 of those boxes?
Yeah, because you always have extra props just in case. You don't know what's going to happen. Especially for something like that, because if it gets like even a scratch on the surface, it's not the same as it was in the last scene. They can't use it, right? Like it was the same with the ring box that I got. I don't know if you saw like my videos on all this stuff, but like I got the ring box for Eddie when he was going to propose to Iris, the mint green one. They had like 4 or 6 of those, but there was one that also had the inside box inside that, and I'm like, that's got to be the one that was screen used. All the other ones were empty on the inside, but there was one that had an extra box inside it. So
you have a toy right there for you. Okay.
I lost track of where I was here. There I was. Hello, D. Marie. Welcome. Don't know if you're still here, but hello.
Hey, Marie.
What are your
You haven't even saw the first one.
Oh my God. Neither did I. I honestly never knew how big of a movie that was at the time. I cannot remember back when it came out a single person being like, oh my God, I went and saw the new Avatar movie. I don't know anyone that has ever saw it. One of the highest grossing movies of all time. It's like number 2 or number 3 on the all time list. I know nobody that saw it. Now they probably did see it and just never talked about it, but I don't know that.
Yeah, like Avatar 1's the first Avatar is like the biggest box office film of all time, almost $3 billion. And then I thought the second one that came out last year, at the end of last year, I was like, this is not gonna break $1 billion. It's been too long. No one talks about Avatar anymore, and it's like the 3rd or 4th highest grossing film of all time. It broke over.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, dead serious. Like Avatar: The Way of Water, the sequel, after so many years of no sequel, it broke over $2 billion. It's insane. Because I honestly thought because no one talked about Avatar.
Holy fuck, eh?
Yeah, no one ever talked about that first movie anymore. Even though it made all that money, no one ever talked about it.
And it's weird you say that because, again, I don't know anyone that talked about it, ever. Like, even when it came out in 2009. It'll be 22 years between the 1st and 5th one.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think someone had calculated it. If those next 3 films meet the release dates that they're supposed to hit, James Cameron, the director, is going to be 74, I think, when the 5th one comes out. And it's like,
he'll be old enough to play the lady on Titanic.
Yeah, he'll be close enough. Here's what I don't understand. So they moved the 3rd film to 2025 when it's supposed to come out at December of next year, 2024. Then for some reason they're pushing the 4th film to 2029, and then the 5th in 2031. So I don't understand why there's a big gap between.
Neither do I. I don't. I can't give you even a.
No idea.
I don't have a good idea for that.
No clue.
I love how you both like are pretending to really care about Avatar.
I don't really care. I mean, I think
I've been counting the days till Avatar 5 comes out. I already have my Avatar 5 like suit picked out to go to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think one day I'm gonna sit down and watch both movies, but it's like I'm not sitting around going, I need to watch these movies now. Like it just doesn't come across as like, oh, I need to watch this now. Like I need to find the time to watch this. Like I have other things to do.
What else are people asking?
Slowly catching up to the chat. I'm now up to 5 p.m. guys.
Jesus.
Hello, Busy. I doubt you're still here because you're rarely here for more than 5 minutes. But hi and probably bye.
They can't even afford Jedi powers anymore. Too soon. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure they're not really going to have a lot of Superman flying moments anymore.
Probably less than usual. They'll probably have more ground fights. You know.
Do you think they'll have like him still like warping, like speeding out of rooms, and just like kind of like that's how he's getting, instead of showing him flying, he's just gonna like zoom out.
I think that's possible because that is a quarter of a second of CGI work.
Yeah.
And it's like a quarter of a second.
I just
what?
I just love that fact that I was warning everyone that the longer show goes on, budget cuts happen.
Yeah.
Supergirl is never going to be not always going to be the same show that it's been.
Oh yeah, I was kind of yeah.
But everyone can like, Andy, you're a Flash shield. You're just kissing Eric Walsh's butt. Yada yada yada. Go to hell.
It's gonna happen next season. They're gonna see the change, and then they watch people who are praising Superman and Lois and crapping on the Arrowverse shows for the CGI.
Nah, they're probably gonna find some white dudes that will take credit from what I said and be like, oh, he was warning us this whole time.
Oh, okay. They'll find the white scapegoat.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I tried telling people this a while ago, back in season 1 of Superman and Lois, when people were like, oh my god, this show is so much better. And I'm like, it is season 1, guys. Let's see how it is on like a season 9 budget. You know, like.
Yeah, for all its faults and flaws, it's like. I think Flash was at least a little more creative what they were trying to do, even if it wasn't always perfection. But at least they were trying things, like, trying things like Red Death and Cobalt Blue and Godspeed and the Force, whatever, and so on. But like, if you look at some of the villains we've had these last few seasons, like again, like they're not very, look at some of their costumes, they're not very comic book standout. Like it's very much like a lot of leather, dark colors, and whatnot. So it's. Again, I think that people are it's just so convenient that people have forgotten how I was calling someone out on Twitter last week about, they were saying something about the Flash movie, like, this is giving CW vibes. And I'm just like, I'm so tired that the internet, that was the same internet that keep praising the Arrowverse so much in its prime years, is now like using this whole like it's giving CW vibes anytime they don't like anything they see in DC live action elsewhere. It's not the show's fault they lost resources. Go to the freaking studios and complain at them.
Yeah.
Okay, rant over.
Yeah. And that was Andy's rant of the day. Sponsored by.
I don't know. Well, I think I'm gonna head out, guys. It's been fun. I'm gonna probably relax some more, get some dessert for tonight, and I guess I'll be seeing you tomorrow, Andy. I think.
For what?
For what's happening tomorrow.
What's happening tomorrow? We're recording on Friday.
No, tomorrow. We have something else going on.
Guys, drama. We got drama right here live.
What the fuck are we doing? I literally have nothing planned.
We talked about it yesterday.
Oh my god, guys, we have it here on the show.
I legit need to know what are we supposed to I'm barely gonna be home tomorrow.
Tomorrow at I don't know. He hasn't announced it yet officially, so I don't know. But we were invited to do something.
I don't know if he's announced it yet. So probably wait.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'll see you tomorrow.
Guys, I think they were just confirming that they're going to be in the new Superman movie.
Look, we're not here to confirm nor deny, but
you heard it here first. Chainsaw Reacts, new Superman.
Okay, fine. I'll spoil it. So me and
Andy wait. Stop. Has he actually?
No.
Okay, he has announced that.
He has. Wait, is it now announced? Or no?
It seems like according to Justin, it seemed like they did announce that.
Oh, well, I was going to say the announcement of what me and Andy are doing, Superman Legacy. We're the ended multiverse in the movie, and we're the first podcast to interview Superman.
Jordan, if I was going to be a podcast in a fictional movie, don't you think I would first at least go with my co-host on the Flash podcast that I worked with for like 6 years at least? I can't leave the girls out there like that.
I was just making a joke. We're not actually doing it.
Well, good job. Okay, so Justin says Eric announced it on his members only stream today. Okay.
Oh. Okay, well, then I'll see you there tomorrow then.
I'll see you tomorrow night.
Waiting for the link, whatever that's going to be. I guess it'll be out probably like an hour or so or something.
Something like that. Yeah. All right. Have a good one. Have a good one.
Bye, Canada. Bye, Andy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Shelby.
I was legit so confused what he was talking about.
I'm still confused. I'm just trying to write something. So, like, if you want to talk to chat for a second, I'm just writing something in chat.
Okay. You said you were 5 p.m., so I'm gonna go scroll up a little bit. Heal season 2 will be coming July 28th on Stars, says Laura E. You're correct. Justin asks, isn't Sophie still in juvie? No. So Sophie gets all 10 episodes. Is she the new Cecile? No, because again, why she's barely on the show. Are you back?
All right, I'm skipping forward about 40 minutes. I just put in the chat if anyone had a question they really needed asked to re-ask it, because I'm skipping ahead 40 minutes just so I can catch up, because I am never going to read all of that now, you know. Where was I? 540. There it is. Okay, I have a question to ask. Do you think John Henry Irons' daughter will move away from Smallville at the end of the season? I do not know. Depends on if the actress is coming back. Depends on if the character is needed. Depends on if... So, I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows to that question, to be honest. Right now, if I were to bet, I think everybody in the cast is moving away, dying, or they're leaving Smallville. One of those things is happening. What do you think?
So, a problem with that question is that I've already learned the status of every cast member for next season. So I'm.
Oh no!
I'm not allowed to say anything.
Guys, so direct all of your questions to @Andy blah blah blah. When I don't see it in front of me because the question is up, so I can't remember where the H's and the K's are.
It's all good. Yeah, no, I don't like that with streamer. I don't know why they remove the words.
Like when I see it in front of me, I can say it, but as soon as you take the name away, I'm like, Babaloo.
Exactly, and Andy Baloo.
Yeah, Andy Babaloo.
Yeah.
Ask Andy Babaloo over here. He knows everything, guys. He'll tell you. You just got to go like subscribe to his Twitch, and he'll hook you up.
Do you know how much legalities I would be faced with Warner Brothers if I was taking bribes just to give away spoilers? Do you know? Can you imagine that in a lawsuit? Like, so Mr. Lebeck,
they'd be more mad at you than they would at Ezra Miller for what he did. So I was watching Eric's stream earlier, and he was talking about the ticket sale numbers for the Flash movie are kind of low where he is, and other people reporting the same thing. And I was looking at the ticket sales for my area, and I would call them a little underwhelming right now. Like the 7 p.m. Friday showing, which should be prime time to watch it. That should be the one that sells out first or second at most.
It's
only a third full right now.
I think there's three aspects to this problem. One is I think that, again, and I'm not gonna say one way or the other how I stand on the whole Ezra Miller situation, but like obviously Ezra's name is coming up a lot these days in the headlines. So I think more people are now seeing it on social media. They're now discovering, who's Ezra Miller and what have they done. So I think that is probably playing some kind of factor into it. The other thing is because of how Black Adam performed and how Shazam performed. I think that the stigma right now is that people don't really want to see these DC EU movies. I think they're just all waiting for the movies that are all going to be connected to James Gunn's new universe, which is why I think because the thing he'd said on Michael's podcast today that was it had been alluded to in previous months, but now we actually know for a fact, which is the Blue Beetle movie will be part of the new DC universe. So now I think people are going to people are going to pay attention to this because of that factor. But I think the third reason is that I think some people are actually genuinely getting tired of the multiverse concept.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. Something else that Eric brought up in his stream is there's been a lot of big movies this month, apparently. Like, I know the Spider-Man movie came out, and he said some other movie that I can't remember now. But yeah, so it is kind of like mega movie overload this last few weeks and going into the next few weeks. So there comes a point where if you're a casual movie viewer, you have to figure out which one are you seeing now and which one do you maybe wait a couple of months to see in a cheaper theater or on streaming, right? If you're the obsessive, superhero fan, yeah, you're going to find a way to see them all. But if you're just a casual fan, you got to figure out which big ticket movie am I going to see live, But yeah, when I look at mine, Friday 7 p.m. showing, which should be the prime time showing, is about a third full.
I wonder if the word of mouth, because people have been very divided. Either you love it or you hate it. And I think that once the people who love it starts coming out more of the woodwork, I think again, is this movie going to make $1 billion? Highly unlikely. But I think it will make at least $500 to $600. $506. Yes, $600. That is what David Zaslav is looking for. No, I think it will make at least a $500 to $600 million profit.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if it is actually true that this movie has in total cost now has cost them $300 million.
$500 million. If it made $300 million, would be a disappointment to them.
Yeah, I think
I'm not gonna call it a flop at $500 million, but it would be a disappointment.
I think 750 is like their dream number.
So here's what I said, and I said this quite a while ago. Was when people would ask me what I thought it would be, I'm like, I think it's an easy 600 with a probable range of 800 and a best case scenario, like they get China releases, they get all that stuff, of $1 billion. looking at the way numbers are now, I still feel 500 to 600,000 is realistic, but I really feel like the cap out is probably 850, 900 in a best case scenario world.
I also think the fact that the film has there's been so many fan screens already that I'm like,
yeah,
like why would people go see it if so many have already seen it?
Well, I mean, the same reason people go and see it more than once, for other movies because they thought the movie was incredible. Like, I'm going to see it for free tomorrow, but I know if I walk out of that theater impressed by it, I'm probably going to see it again this weekend. I'm usually that type of person that if something is so impressive the first time, I have to go see it right away again. So there's going to be people that went and saw it for free that are like, this is amazing. I can't wait for it to come out in theater to watch it again,
Yeah, for me, I think that it's, I don't see this movie leading to anything else. Again, I don't see a sequel happening. Again, it's really the end of the DCEU. So again, I think it's a final last hurrah for a film that has been in so much complicated development hell over the last 9 years.
This film took longer than Avatar 5.
This film was announced a week after the Flash TV show.
Yeah.
Premiered, but still, they came out after the show even ended.
Yeah.
They
were just being considerate. They were just being considerate and waiting for the TV series to end. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to overlap and confuse the fans.
Even if Todd wanted to do this, if let's say Todd would leave, it likely would be that whoever is right now the number 2 in the writers' room would be promoted first.
What if that number 2 is Eric Wallace and Danielle Nicolette?
It legally cannot.
But what if they are number 2?
Eric could
possibly. But if all this time, they've been secretly writing under a ghost name, but they don't put their name in the writer's credits because they didn't want that fame. But now they are going to be moving to the showrunner spot.
What a concept.
It's the start of my new TV series, What If?
Literally a show that Marvel Studios produces, but okay.
There's probably no legal issue there. Okay, just calm down.
Oh, good Lord!
The most they can do is sue me.
Hey, do we want to play another round of is Superman Lois considered Arrowverse, because that's now happening in the chat again?
Well, at this moment, no. They could technically change that, I guess. I mean, if they change it, they're going to make a liar out of Dylan Walsh's character and the showrunner. But besides that, they could do it.
I mean, I consider Superman Lois Arrowverse adjacent. Again, for me, the Arrowverse, and this is even the mentality that the studio and the network has had for several years. Is that the Arrowverse is not limited to one specific Earth in that franchise. It's always been very dependent on the multiverse aspect. So, again, I don't know why people are so determined to be like, it's not part of the Arrowverse. But if that makes you sleep better at night, be my guest.
I have a question. Do you think Superman Lois will ever get Power Girl? But I know they can't due to budget and the writer's strike. Yeah, I think
the strike.
The writer's strike has no impact on that unless they don't know how to write. But the budget could have an impact on any powerful characters.
Yeah, and also it could be something like maybe DC says, nope, we don't want you to use the character.
Yeah, that's always a possibility too. I mean, not that they would ever do that to anybody ever on any other show.
Nope.
Can you reserve me for Comic-Con, dude. I don't even know when Comic-Con is, so no. You can ask me like the day of it, maybe. I don't know. I know I have told this to you before. I don't. 2 days max is how far out I've probably thought my life. So you're asking me about. You may as well be asking me. Can you reserve me for an Avatar 5 stream when it comes out? Like, it's the same distance.
But Justin, that's Eric's opinion, though.
What am I missing?
He's saying, according to Eric, Supergirl is not in the Arrowverse. Okay, but that's his opinion.
Yeah, sure.
Well, again, I love Eric, and we can agree to disagree. But I remember there was early in the year there was some article I did on Screen Rant. I remember someone had added the Screen Rant Twitter account, going all like, "You need to correct this article." According to Eric, so that Supergirl is not part of the Arrowverse. But I'm like, but that's his opinion. That's not That's not he doesn't work in the creator room.
Right. All right, I am going to wrap this up in like 2-ish minutes, guys, because it is starting to hit me now. I'm going to need to do one of those like 8-hour naps.
Just say sleep. Why do you call it a nap?
Well, I mean, I might get up before then. You don't know. I could get up in like 7 hours and 59 minutes.
Also, you do your nap in like blocks.
Huh?
You will do your nap in blocks.
Well, I will definitely get up at some point to go to the washroom, but besides that, it will be like 96% comatose.
Mm.
But yeah, I have to probably go to sleep, get up for a few hours, have another nap tomorrow morning so that I am alert enough for the movie tomorrow. Because the movie tomorrow for me doesn't even start until an hour later than now tomorrow. So yeah, I'm already this tired at 6. How tired will I be at 7 if I just do a regular schedule? Although tomorrow I don't think I have anything else to do as far as like going out of the house, so I should be more rested. But who knows? Maybe I'll wake up in the morning, I'll have like 6 sales to deal with. But guys, I think we are going to call today a wrap. Tomorrow, the Flash movie comes out for me. Don't know what day it comes out for you, but for me tomorrow, Eric has asked. Eric's Reloaded has asked me if I want to be on his stream tomorrow. Assuming I'm awake, I'll probably be there. I don't know when my next stream will obviously be, guys, because we've noticed since the Flash ended, I'm pretty inconsistent. So whenever it is, that will be the next one. But this is the last one of this one. I am now just rambling words. But we will see you sometime in the future.
Unless we go back in time.
If that's the case, you probably already watched this. Bye, everyone.
Unless they erased it, that this episode never happened.
Maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm not even here.